Hi. It's funny. I concentrate on going live, you know, and putting all stuff, and I've got things to think to say and stuff. And as soon as it goes live, it's like my mind just goes blank. Dear. I'm surprised I managed to make any videos lately. Okay, just to kind of repeat and go over some of the stuff I've already mentioned earlier about, you know, it might on the surface, it appears like things aren't going all that well, right? As far as making progress is concerned, like giving up alcohol and stuff. I've got to get another drink quickly here in just a second. Yeah. The thing is, excuse me, you know, I want to do it properly, you know. So one of the things I've just read, I've just sort of come to this conclusion about exercise. I have to focus on exercise to start with. That's going to be like the framework to build on. And I'm also thinking about this like 5-day thing, like where, because quite a lot of the things I'm thinking of doing or want to do, the effects last for about 5 days. Like say that high intensity interval training, right? The effects last for about 5 days. I mean, in a big way. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do it once every 5 days or twice every 5 days. But there's other types of exercises and things I want to include in this 5 days. So basically, what the idea is to get like a 5-day program going, so that you can just keep repeating it, including certain things in your diet, certain types of exercises. You know, how much can you fit into 5 days? You know. The high intensity interval training takes about 20 minutes, half an hour or so. You could do it quicker than that. If I was to do it on the stairs like I used to do, it takes 10 minutes, you know. But I find it's better to go outside and do it, you know, if you can. Be out. I like to go into nature a bit, you know, somewhere in nature. Also, it's like preparing meals. I had a really good meal just now. I wanted some spaghetti, like bolognese. So, you know, but I'm not eating wheat at the moment, so I had to use courgettes or zucchini. And I'll show you what it is, right? Courgette, that's how you spell it. See there? In England, one of those. And I've got one of these. It's a spiralizer, and you just put it in there, keep twisting it, and you get spaghetti out the side bit. Oh. See there? It's got like teeth in it, and it just goes into like spaghetti, but made of courgette or zucchini if you're in America. So I've already made it. You know, I made it a couple of days ago. So there was a couple of portions in the fridge. So I had one of them today. But when I had it, first of all, I wasn't that impressed. But today it just was really good because I put more salt in it. I put a bit of chili sauce, a bit of tomato ketchup in there. And it's just gone down a treat. Oh, and I had red wine with it. I think the other time I didn't drink any alcohol. I just had it on its own, and it didn't digest that well. But with alcohol, it seems to go down a lot better. Oh, and the cheese as well. I put like I mean, I'm not really supposed to be having dairy too much, but I put cheese on it, like grated, like hard cheese, hard unpasteurized cheese, Parmesan. It's I don't think it's Parmesan. It's one of those other Italian cheeses or Spanish cheeses anyway. The really hard cheeses, unpasteurized. There's a few different ones. So I've got I don't really eat much dairy, right? But I found there's 3 cheeses that I can eat fairly regularly in smallish amounts, and they seem to be okay. Now, the first one is Roquefort. Now, Roquefort is a blue sheep's milk cheese, unpasteurized. It's always unpasteurized. If you're buying Roquefort, it's always going to be unpasteurized blue sheep's milk cheese. And it's so good for your digestion and for getting, I think it gets rid of bad energies, you know. It's got the same sort of stuff as penicillin in it. Like that blue-green sort of mold. But because it's unpasteurized and it's sheep cheese, it's not like other blue cheeses. It's totally different, you know. It's got loads of beneficial bacteria and yeasts and stuff in there, molds. It's really like good for you. So in small amounts, occasionally, that's what I think. So I might get one little pack a month, about 100 grams. Something like that. The next one I like, the second cheese, is unpasteurized, high quality grass-fed brie cheese. The one I've been getting, both of those two, all 3 of them I've been getting from my local supermarket, Lidl, and so it's called Brie de Meaux, MEAUX, I think, or something like that anyway, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Brie de Meaux. Yeah, that's like the reason I eat that is because it's really rich in vitamin K2. It's one of the best sources of vitamin K2. I don't recommend dairy products or cheese really, but if you're going to eat them, this is what I found, because I've had problems with other types of cheese, right? But I usually get on all right with unpasteurized cheese if there's a good reason for it. If it's got so much goodness in there that you basically can't get that goodness anywhere else. So Roquefort, because of all the friendly bacteria and stuff in there, then brie, like good quality unpasteurized grass-fed brie, because of the vitamin K2. And there's probably a lot of other stuff in there that's pretty good for you. It's just that it's inflammatory, so it can give you problems with your digestion if it's not good, or if your genes aren't good for digesting milk products, which mine aren't very good. But I find these are the things I can actually digest okay most of the time. And the last one is the hard cheeses from Italy and Spain that you put on tomato pasta dishes. I just love them with like this pasta stuff that I've been having with courgette pasta. It digests so well. I had a great big plate of it, and I wasn't even feeling all that hungry, but I just wanted to eat it early in the day. So I had it about like 4:30, 4:45. And it's just gone down really well. You know, I don't feel full up at all. It's digested really well. So they're my 3 cheeses for Halloween. Well, the other thing I've been doing lately, and I might make another video about this. Unpasteurized butter. Like I discovered it about a year ago, in a different supermarket, Sainsbury's. It's quite a walk for me. It's like nearly a 2-mile walk. It's quite hilly as well. But yeah, unpasteurized butter. It's from France again. Grass-fed cows. It's quite expensive. I mean, actually, when I first got some, maybe it was 2 years ago, it was a lot cheaper. Well, no, butter was normally was a lot cheaper. There's a funny thing that the price of butter has gone up a lot, like in the last year or two here in the UK. It's gone up from like 85 pence for a 250 gram block of butter to like £1.40 in the space of like a year. So it's gone up like 50% in price. But except the expensive butter that I was already buying, because I already buy Kerrygold, and that was already like £1.70, about £1.70. It's now gone up to £2 or £1.85, depending on where you buy it. The grass-fed, the unpasteurized butter, I think it was £1.90. It's now gone up to £2.40. It's gone up a little bit, you know, but not quite 50%. More like 20% or something. But still a lot, you know. It's, you know, the butter's gone up a lot. I don't know what. I think people are getting used to eating more butter because they realise it's not bad for you, like they've been telling you for years. You know, all this saturated fat is supposed to be bad, and it's not. It's not bad at all. Especially the good stuff, you know. If you're going to have saturated fat, you want it to be like grass-fed butter or well, just the good quality stuff, you know. So the thing about it is, right, it's got all the omega oils in there. It's a bit like oily fish, but with this grass-fed butter, it's probably a safer alternative to most oily fish, especially things like farmed salmon. Farmed salmon is generally a no-no. I did see a video about certain types of farmed salmon that are being fed proper food. You know, that they've but I can't remember what the video was called. I don't know how to trace it. You know, I'd like to be able to find out how to trace this good quality farmed salmon. So if anyone knows about how to get good quality farmed salmon, but as far as I know, like most of the salmon we get here is from Scotland or Norway, and it's farmed, and it's not very good. You know, I've tried it a few times, and it's just nah, it's not good. You know, I don't get a good feeling from it. You know, it's just crap. So I tend to eat mackerel, smoked mackerel, sardines, tins of sardines, cod. Basically anything that's not farmed and that is quite small, you know, so it hasn't had a chance to develop, to build up like loads of heavy metals. Yeah, I mean, some people, I don't really get on with shellfish. I can eat shellfish from time to time, and I do like the taste of them. I like the fact that they've got loads of minerals in. I mean, they're really a good source of minerals and like nutrient dense power food. But I just don't digest them very well. Yeah, so I'm taking my time with this, getting this this program together. But I'm looking at this five-day plan for just to get like a little plan together, so that it will take me through the next 60 or so years of or maybe only 30. I'll depend, see how things go. But I want something to last me for decades. That I've got a little 5-day regime that where I do certain exercises, eat certain types of food, and it works. So I've only got to do it. Only got to think and plan for 5 days at a time. So I can go through that, and I'm going to be really healthy and fit and strong, and have loads of get up and go, and like be like a sex machine. So I can get all the stuff done I want to do, and I'm there. It's about like being like the body being a temple of the spirit. You've got to look after it. You've got to keep it together. Look after it. I kind of like this idea of being a Christian, but a real Christian, like what it was meant to be, not what people that call themselves Christians are, because I don't really call myself a Christian, but I like the idea of being a real Christian, because I did read the Bible for a lot of years. And then I look around and look at the people that call themselves Christians, and I just think they're just full of shit. They're practically all full of shit, I don't think I've ever met a Christian, someone who calls themselves a Christian, who wasn't full of shit. Even the ones I like, like Bible is the Mark of the Beast, Harland and his wife. I like a lot of their videos, but they do come up with some real bullshit sometimes, Well, I know Harland ain't going to watch this video, so he ain't going to know about me saying he's full of shit. But if he does watch, then it's like, well, you are. You do come up with a load of nonsense sometimes. A lot of the time it's really good. I really like your videos. 3 out of 5 of them I think are pretty good. The other one is maybe a bit boring, and then 1 out of 5 is probably pretty stupid. But I make loads of stupid videos. I probably make more stupid videos than you. Yeah, so I don't know how it's going to work. I don't like the idea of completely giving up alcohol, but I still want to go for at least 2 weeks without smoking and 4 weeks without alcohol. And one of the things I decided to do was I really like coffee, right? Now, usually when I stop drinking alcohol, I go on to coffee instead, or tea, for a few days, and then go back onto alcohol. But I'm having a break from caffeine, so there's no tea, no coffee. I'm still can have chocolate, a little bit of chocolate. That's got a little bit of caffeine in, but it's only going to be 2 teaspoons of cacao powder, raw cacao, and it's almost got no caffeine in it. It's maybe got a little bit, but it's not significant amounts, so I can have that. I'll do these little whey. I've been doing these little whey chocolate sort of hot drinks with grass-fed butter, ghee, and a bit of coconut oil and a few herbs, and it makes like a nice drink. But there's the problem with sweetening it. If you don't sweeten it, it's a bit bitter, And I'm not supposed to be having sweeteners in this 4-week program or dairy products. So. But yeah, they're really good. If I have them in the morning, a couple of teaspoons of cacao powder, a heaped tablespoon of pasture raised. I could show you the packet actually. because I've had the cheaper whey powders before, and I just couldn't get on with them. But this is the expensive stuff. Pink Sun, Easy Whey from goats and sheep's, pasture raised. It's the good stuff, you know. It digests really well. You know, you get a good hit of it of like power and stuff. You know, you can get that. You can get like a whey for a lot cheaper. I mean, that was like, I think that was about £35 for a kilo. You can get a kilo for about £10, I think, £12. But it just makes me feel ill, the cheap stuff. Makes you feel sort of like you can't digest it properly. I mean, it does something. It's got like lots of good aminos in there, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Like the farm salmon just doesn't feel right. I don't like farm salmon. I don't like cheap whey powder. I don't like pasteurized dairy products. Like a few years ago, I was getting unpasteurized goat's milk, like organic, and it was pretty good. You know, I really could feel a lot of power coming from it. You know, and it just digests so much better than pasteurized milk. You know, it's got all the enzymes are intact, so your body can like actually utilize it. It digests it properly. You've got all the omega oils in there. You can access all the vitamins and minerals properly. Although it's still dairy, so it still has problems, you know. But for a few weeks, if making it into kefir, it's pretty good. You know, it can really boost your overall strength and well-being and make you feel younger and stuff. Yeah, as if you can handle some dairy. Yes, I've had some other ideas about like doing these like videos to thinking of like doing a video exactly on the new moon and exactly on the full moon. Maybe doing one every 5 days as well, and just sort of like doing it a regular time every 5 days. So I can do like an end of my 5-day week. I've heard about this before. I didn't just come up with this myself, this 5-day thing. Robert Anton Wilson talked about this in the Illuminatus books, and he's talking about the Illuminati have this 5-day week, and so they have 72 weeks a year, and then they have 5 separate days, like individual days, like holidays, if you like. But then their weeks are 5 days rather than 7 days. So they have 72 5-day weeks, and then 5 single days throughout the year. Probably days like like the summer solstice and things like that. You know, Beltane and Halloween will be like separate days where they'll be like they won't be involved. But the rest of the time they've got like a 5-day week, and so I do like that idea. You know, it's a tried and tested idea. There's a lot of successful people that use it, so it makes a lot of sense to sort of develop a 5-day sort of plan instead of following a 7-day plan, which is what we're trained to do. Go for a 5-day plan because it's much more active. 5 is like the Mars number. 7 is like the Venus number. It's like the passive number. whereas 5 is like a more active number. So it fits with the work, you know, and making progress. So I'm thinking, yeah, 5-day program, 5-day plan, 5-day week. It's a lot more manageable, it seems to me, than trying to do things in 7 days. I know 7 days, it fits in with everyone else. So it makes a lot of sense to do a 7-day program. But the thing is, a 5-day program is much more manageable, you know, especially if you've been used to a 7-day program. If you slim it down to 5 days, it seems like it's easier. It's much easier, you know. And as I said earlier, there's a lot of things that fit into a 5-day program, like the high intensity interval training. There's other things I want to do. There's like 3 exercises I've got in mind. There's the high intensity interval training. Then there's the jumping off of things to sort of like at least sort of like 3.5, 4 feet. You want to jump off something, you know, sort of like from about chest height at least, and land so that it jars your bones and it causes your bones to get stronger. It creates these things called osteoblasts, and they start building bone. So bone density is one of those markers of long life. The more dense your bones are, the more likely it is that you can live a long time. Your muscles are going to stay strong and healthy. Because the more dense your bones are, the more the muscles can stick to them, and you know, they work together. And the amount of muscle you've got on your body is also a marker of long life. So it's a simple way, it's a simple, quick and effective way to increase bone density. Now, the other thing is the weightlifting. I've got some weights, so I did look at going to the gym, but I just don't really like people, you know. So I just didn't really want to do the gym thing. I might have another think about it again. If I, you know, when things start moving on, I might go to the gym and try it out for a month or 2, see how it goes. But at the moment, yeah, I'm just thinking, get these things sorted out. These 3 exercises I can fit into a 5-day program, you see, at least 1 of each. I might do 2. I could do them all twice, actually, in 5 days, and have a day of rest. Yeah, so you've got the high intensity interval training. That's for your cardiovascular stuff, and it's helping with depression. Then you've got the jumping and the weightlifting, which is going to be good for bone density. I mean, so is the high, you know, the HIIT training. That's going to be good for bone density as well. But if you add the jumping and the weightlifting, that's going to really, really improve bone density, lift testosterone levels up, and help you sleep better, improve your appetite, all kinds of really good stuff, right? So boosting your immune system. So it seems quite straightforward. And having this a 5-day program, it's like, it just makes sense to me. It feels right, you know. It's quite a straightforward. So that's what I've decided to do. Focus on the exercise. I'm not going to try and give up alcohol and smoking just yet, because when I find I do enough exercise, I don't want to drink and smoke. So if I get the exercise thing down pat first, it should mean that the alcohol and smoking will take care of itself without me having to think about it too much. Because if I try cutting out alcohol, and what am I going to replace them with? So the exercise, it does a load of good stuff for me. When I do the exercises, I feel a lot better, so I don't feel the need to drink and smoke so much. So it makes sense to do it that way, you know. And just the other thing is, I might not have succeeded so far after day 12 very, very, very much, but at least I'm carrying on. The thing is, if you don't succeed at first, then you try and try again. That's how you succeed. Success is about getting up. When you've not been knocked down, it's about getting up again and carrying on. I watched videos about this recently as well. Our children, when they're trying to learn to walk, it's like they don't give up. They just keep trying and trying and trying. Even if they fall over and hurt themselves and are crying their eyes out, they don't stop. They don't give up. They just keep going and going until they succeed. And that's how you've got to look at it. That's how I've got to look at this. It's like, okay, I haven't succeeded immediately. Well, that's normal. That's it, to be expected. So what do? I keep trying and trying, and again, keep trying and trying until I succeed. That's how to do it. That's the tried and tested method. Everyone knows it in your bones. Everyone's learned to walk. Well, unless you can't walk. But basically, 99% of people, or more, they learn to walk from keep trying and trying. It's not an easy thing to do, to learn to walk. You have to keep putting a lot of work into it. And what I'm doing now, this progress thing, it's like learning to walk, but on a higher level. It's like the next stage up from learning to walk. It's learning to walk with honor and integrity and in the truth. Walk in the truth. Walk the path of the truth. So it ain't just learning to walk like a child. It's learning to walk like a man or a girl, whatever, or woman, whatever. Yeah, so I think that's about it, really. That's all I wanted to say for today. I'm going to end it now. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience, and yeah, I probably won't keep making these videos every day again. I'm just going to have to get back to this routine. I'm going to look at this 5-day thing. So I like the idea of making videos every 5 days. And maybe on the new moon, the exact new moon, have like a fixed time. I'm thinking of having a fixed time, so about 6 o'clock UK time every 5 days, 6 p.m. every 5 days, and then the exact new moon about an hour before the new moon, an hour before the full moon, or half an hour before, and see how that goes for a discussion, so people know when they can expect to see me on here and they can come and join in the discussion. I think that would be better. So there's like a routine and people know what to expect. That's what I would like. Okay, right. Cheerio then.